Trevor just has this thing about sports. You would give him a ball, he would run around after the ball. All Trevor wanted to do was play.
Trevor and I were close growing up just because we did every activity together. We swam together, we played soccer.
Straight up, Ashley would just play soccer with the guys. Me and her were just always very, very close. Both my parents were amazing athletes, and they had a shop called Athlete's Corner. My dad would always pull me and my sister out of school, like on Fridays. Oh, I think my kids are sick today, And then we'd go to the mountain and go snowboard.
You would see nothing but white teeth. It was he wouldn't even go inside to get something to eat. No, I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again and again, again, again.
The morning of my accident, me and my friends went up to Vail Pass and we tried building a jump. My two buddies drop in first, I drop in last. I ended up trying to spin off of it and caught an edge right off the jump. And then I tucked my head, so I didn't want to land on my neck. And I landed right on my back. And my buddy was like, come on, man, get up. And I literally looked at him, I can't get up. And immediately I was like, oh, maybe I broke my hip. But right when I looked at my feet, I knew I was paralyzed instantly. My injury, I shattered T11, T12 of my vertebrae. I punctured my spinal cord and dislocated my back. They basically told me, you just got so much work done in your back. There's no way. There's no way you're even gonna move again, walk again, anything like that.
A spinal cord injury is a life-changing injury. You're a hard-charging individual that loves action sports, and all of a sudden half your body doesn't work. How do you live with that?
After getting injured, I took all these things that I learned playing sports as a kid. It was like, all right, how can I make this a game? How can I get in my wheelchair fast? How can I go to the bathroom on my own? How can I drive?
How do you find purpose? You gotta find community, because sport and community align together.
I was like, hey, why don't you come up to Snowmass and why don't we try sit skiing?
I just remember trying to turn and I couldn't turn and I was just like, oh my goodness, what do I do? I'm freaking out. I thought I was about to go straight into the woods. In my mind, I was just like, oh my goodness, is it really this hard?
It was a little emotional because I was like, wow, he's back out here. He's skiing.
I hopped in there and I could go anywhere on the mountain. I felt free. I knew this is exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Trevor's biggest goal once he started getting into sit skiing was to make the Paralympic team, and started out his third winter and decided that he was gonna free ski. I did not think Trevor was gonna be a professional free skier.
It wasn't a thing. My dad and my sister and even Roy were kind of chuckled when I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to try to make a living off this. I want to get sponsors. I want to do this for a career.
No one had ever done big mountain stuff and hit the park, and Trevor was determined to be that first sit skier.
Trevor was progressing so fast in a sit ski.
Hit 5-foot jumps, 15-foot jumps, 25-foot jumps. I just really wanted to keep pushing and pushing and pushing it.
Trevor was starting to set a bar that others hadn't seen. Top free skiers and snowboarders were sharing what he was doing, and I think that's what ultimately got Trevor the invite to Kings and Queens.
What an amazing venue this is. Let's talk about Corbett's here at Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, one of the most iconic features at any mountain. But let's get underway with this. Let's get to the top of Corbett's here for Kings and Queens.
There's a high degree of risk in what Trevor is doing. And what he was doing were first.
When I finally got to the bottom, that moment right there was literally so incredible, hearing the roars from the bottom and then all the athletes and photographers or whoever is up top and it just echoing and just that roar, just everything about it. I was just like, no way.
That was insane.
I've never heard him so happy.
He just gets something in his head and he just does it.
Wow. Amazing.
I know a lot of people were just like, you're crazy, what are you doing? And it was like, no, like I know what I need to do. And this is something I wanted to do. I went to X Games the first time a year after my injury, so I would say 2015, and I've been going for the past 6 years. I was like, I want to be in X Games. I know I can do it one day.
Trevor's attitude, it just changes you. He motivates you.
Trevor is an absolute perfect example of why goals work. He's done the firsts in multiple occasions.
I would have never guessed this is where we'd be today. He's always dreamed big, but this is just next level big.
To come full circle again to where I skied for the first time in Snowmass. You know, hey, we've gone to this for the past 5 years, X Games. And it's like, nope, we're not just going, dude, I'm in it, and you're gonna watch me. I really can't wait to stomp it, ski to the bottom, and give my sister a big hug. This is really the beginning of what I'm trying to accomplish.
My name is Janaina El-Ghasmi, and I am an artist and a creative entrepreneur in Dubai. I would describe my style as ever evolving. I don't like limiting myself, and my style is always changing with me. I like to go deep, and I like to mix different things together. I decided to be a creative in Dubai because of how young it is, how fresh it is, how open it is to evolving, and I love to be a part of that. It shows how fashion can change, how fashion can become different things. When I go back into Dubai's history, that's where it's my source of inspiration. I like to see where it came from, how it changed, what it used, and that's how I create. I love that I get to be multifaceted, that I get to express different parts of my creativity. My relationship with fashion, we're very codependent. I feel like I need fashion to show my emotions, my personalities, my moods. And I feel like fashion also needs me to show how important it is and its possibilities. Some of my greatest aspirations are to travel, to grow, to evolve, and to become a symbol that anything is possible.
My name is Namdi Prince Elua, and I'm a DJ and music producer. The most thing I love about my profession is I get to have fun, and I get paid to have fun. Seeing other people enjoy with me is my favorite thing. I decided to work here in Dubai because all the entertainment is here. The most fun I ever had on a night out was in Dubai. I'll say top 5 in the world. Dubai just comes alive at night. I find inspiration all around me, so Dubai is definitely a source of inspiration for my music. Most definitely, my heritage influences my music in the rhythm, the dance, the tempo, the Afrocentricness. It definitely influences my music. In the choices of songs I like to play, in the percussions I like to use when making beats. That's why I decided to stay in Dubai.
أنا اسمي رحاب، أنا مهندسة معمارية وعايشة هنا في دبي. أنا بحب المهندسة المعماري، بحب إن أنا مهندسة معمارية بسبب creativity. أنا ما اتولدتش في دبي، أنا اتولدت في مصر في القاهرة. وقررت إن أنا أعيش هنا في دبي لما جيت واشتغلت وبعد كده اتجوزت وجوزي وابني هنا فاحنا عايشين في دبي. إحساسك أول ما تخش البوتيك إن هم مستخدمين الماربلز ومستخدمين الميتال السيلفر والجولد في الديكور. والبوتيك مميز جدا وأنيق جدا جدا جدا. I love it.
My name is Zainab Hamoud. I'm a biologist by degree and a seasoned professional in the pharmaceutical industry. I'm also a beauty and a fashion influencer. What I love about my profession is that it's constantly evolving in order to help us keep up with today's health challenges. I wasn't born in Dubai. Well, they say never, but for the time being, I love being here. I come from a country that has great appreciation for art and artists, which I think greatly enhances my creativity. There's so many beautiful things to see in Dubai, but if I had to pick, I would choose the view of the Dubai skyline from Burj Khalifa to Burj Al Arab.
My name's Kareem and I'm a skateboarder. What I love about skateboarding is the freedom of expression that I get, just something that I haven't faced anywhere else and anything else. Not too many people understand it, so it's put in a new light, and I like that a lot. The most special memory I have about skateboarding was doing my first trick on grass when I was a little kid. Dubai's a good spot for skateboarding because there's new architecture every day being built. So the city's our canvas and we get to go around and enjoy it. This is basically a blank space for us to be as creative as we want. I do feel like I'm part of the city. If it was your first time in Dubai, I'd recommend you come to the skate park by the beach so you can check out what the culture's like and also get some sun.
Ciao, sono Antonio e sono un architetto. Amo nella mia professione la possibilità di guardare le cose da diversi punti di vista. Ho deciso di farla in Dubai perché è il posto giusto per avere nuove opportunità e confrontarmi con progetti a larga scala. I materiali utilizzati per la realizzazione della boutique sono il marmo Sahara Noir, in contrasto con i velluti e i damaschi rossi, e la sinuosa scala metallo dorato in contrasto con il marmo nero. La tavolozza di colori usata è basata sul nero, rosso ed oro. La boutique esprime il valore dell'unicità e dell'essere speciali.
Hi, my name is Christopher Coleman. I competed in the sport of four-man bobsled in the 1992 Olympic Winter Games in Albertville, France, and in 1994 in Lillehammer, Norway. Right now, I am a photographer in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I enjoy doing landscapes. I'm proud of the artwork that I've produced in this project. The purpose of these photographs is to highlight the athlete who is training in Colorado Springs and enjoying the beautiful landscape in this area. As an artist, belief is having trust in yourself that you have done, I've taken the photos over and over again. I've done the homework. I've done all the hard work ahead of time until you ultimately get a result that you're happy with. And hopefully at the end of the day, something that the viewer, someone who is looking at my photograph, can understand and relate to. I can say that as an athlete, I was hyper-focused, I was dedicated, I was determined. As an artist, I would consider myself, very, very contemplative, very, very thoughtful, very determined. The Olympic values influence my work in a number of ways. The first thing that comes to mind is persistence. For this particular project, I had to be very, very persistent in going out to various venues, shooting that venue in morning light, in evening light, sometimes with a subject, sometimes without, going back and trying to figure out exactly what do I want to achieve. And it's just about being persistent and trying different things over and over and over again until I get the result that I'm happy with.
I never like to do the same thing over and over again. With Coachella, we're able to create this world that is super unique. I want that wonder. It defines everything that I've done from day one. I love when things are silly and goofy and funny and tongue-in-cheek, but like, for this, I don't want that. This is a big deal. You just wanna dance, you just wanna pop up. My road to Coachella means a lot to me in a way where I'm learning about myself, my stamina, my voice, my instrument, and how to take care of it to like the highest degree. To work with BMW for my road to Coachella is amazing. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. This is the biggest stage ever, ever, ever. Cut it. Cut the camera.
Y'all need to get into that drip like a pavana. Y'all need to get into my drip like y'all need water. I mean, it's only hit the top of Balenciaga. I mean, y'all better y'all like Ariana.
Bethesda is like the spiritual home of free thinkers. It's a sort of vast landscape that's almost biblical in magnitude. The harshness of it makes you a much more thoughtful and spiritual person. It's almost an oasis for people who are innovative in their thinking. Because to survive on such a land means you have to be stronger. You have to look for answers in non-traditional ways. This seems to be a place that is a magnet for people who want to express themselves and makes it a visually interesting place to be as a photographer. To my friends in America, if they wanted to find an area that was quirky, warm, creative, and in the middle of a fantastic land, I would say come to New Bethesda, because that's where they would find it all together in one small, wonderful place.
September 1st, 1939.
Wenn Polen versuchen sollte, auf dem Weg zollpolitischer Maßnahmen Danzig.
Start of World War II as Nazi Germany's dictator Adolf Hitler invades neighboring Poland. The war lasts for the next 6 years, spanning from Europe and North Africa to Asia and the Pacific. 2004, a hostage crisis unfolds in southern Russia. Heavily armed Chechen militants seize more than 1,100 people at a school in Beslan, demanding Russian troops withdraw from nearby Chechnya. The ordeal ends 3 days later, with more than 330 people, most of them children, dead. 1983. A Soviet jet fighter shoots down a Korean Airlines Boeing 747 after it enters the Soviet Union's airspace. All 269 people on board the civilian airliner are killed. President Ronald Reagan condemns the incident.
It was an act of barbarism, born of a society which wantonly disregards individual rights and the value of human life and seeks constantly to expand and dominate other nations.
1972. A chess match made for the Cold War era in Reykjavik, Iceland. That's where American Bobby Fischer wins the international chess crown, beating Boris Spassky of the Soviet Union. 1923. Rocky Marciano, the only heavyweight boxing champ to retire undefeated, is born in Brockton, Massachusetts. And 1957, Gloria Estefan, the Cuban-American singer and songwriter who has topped mainstream and Latin music charts, is born in Havana. Today in history, September 1st. Camille Bohannon, The Associated Press.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,